Maps. In my opinion, they are one of the best decorative tools in this game, and honestly, I reckon they're a little bit underrated too. If you don't think maps are great, or you've never really used them, just give me some time and I will change your mind. Soon enough, you too will have them spread throughout your world. For those who don't know, you start with an empty map, click on it, and it will create a small segment of your world from above based on wherever you're standing. You can then pop this in an item frame and bam, you've got yourself a beautiful piece of art to display in your house. So unless you're using a popular seed, every single map that you make will be a totally unique piece that is specific to your very own world, and I think that on its own is pretty darn cool. But maybe the best part about creating maps is that you can make multiple and then link them together, creating one map as big as you'd like. Once you open one map, you then just need to open another one once your pointer here leaves the current map. Then you'll be able to place them together side by side. Obviously this gets a little confusing when you're creating a giant map, but the trick is to stay organized and work in sections, and then you can make something like I have here, a map of my entire base. I find they are perfect for when you've got a big open space that you're just not sure what you want to place down. Usually paintings are a go-to, but what if you've got an open space that isn't the right shape for any of the painting sizes that Minecraft offers? Well, maps. You can literally make them whatever shape you wish, whether that's a simple 1x1, 5x2, a circular shape, or even something like this. You can fully customize how you want your map to be pieced together. Another reason as to why they're better than paintings in this way is that because you put them in an item frame, it means you can display them on walls, the floor, or even the ceiling. You can't do that with paintings, unfortunately, though it would be amazing if you could. So if you've got an open space on any of your 3 dimensions, you can display a map there. It is worth mentioning that when using a cartography table, you can zoom your map out, allowing you to essentially fit more of your world onto one singular map, and you can do this 4 times. Eventually they end up being pretty big, each one of these pixels representing an entire chunk. So if you plan to make a big map with each piece zoomed out 4 times, just be prepared to set aside some time, because it's probably going to take a while. But honestly, in my opinion, I like the level 0 map, where it hasn't been zoomed out at all. Each one of these pixels represent just a single block. I just think they look the most detailed and allow you to really see what's on display. So with the map of my base here, I like to occasionally update it whenever I build a bunch of stuff. It's a little thing that I always look forward to. But something I wish I did from the start of my world was make locked maps of my base. So once again, back at the cartography table, using a glass pane, you can lock a map in place so that it cannot be updated. Meaning you can make different versions of the same map as you continue to make progress through your world. Another neat thing you can do is make some markers on your maps by placing down a banner within the confines of whichever map you want to do this to, then click on the banner with said map. This cool little marker will show up in the same place. As if that wasn't enough to convince you that maps are the best decoration in Minecraft, I've got a few extra things. For starters, just like paintings, you can hide lighting behind them, which not only brightens up the map itself, but also the surrounding area. So if you've got a dark spot, you can really brighten it up with a map. A neat trick you can do is to push a block into an armor stand so that just the top is poking out. Then once the map's in position, it kinda looks like a peg stuck into the map. This sort of thing would be perfect if you're creating a war room, for example. Or even if you want to make markers that are a bit more pronounced than the ones I previously mentioned. When you start to map out a section of your world, if you stop part way down, you end up with something like this. Doesn't look great, right? Pretty incomplete. Well, that's kind of the point. Stick this on a desk and it will sort of look as though it's in the process of being drawn out. You will probably need to do this with a pretty zoomed out map, otherwise it might be tricky getting a defined line as to where you're at with the drawing. Treasure maps are certainly a fun thing to use in Minecraft, but they themselves can make a pretty cool decoration. They aren't really the type of thing where you can piece multiple together, but if you just want a single 1x1 cool piece of decor to hang up, then a treasure map might just be the thing for it. Just be sure not to start actually mapping it out though, otherwise it kinda ruins the look. Now, one of the best uses of maps in Minecraft is to make custom map artwork. All of these pieces that you're seeing are sadly not mine. You can see the crater in the corner, but it's something I've always wanted to try my hand at, but I've never really gotten round to it, as it kinda takes a lot of time. It's essentially where you lay out the border of an empty map, and in that space you can draw an image. You could try to freehand this and make it up as you go on, but that might be a bit difficult and probably won't turn out very well. Instead, I'd recommend using a website like Map Art Craft, where you can import an image and it will tell you exactly what blocks you need and where they need to be placed. That way you can turn basically any image into something you can have on display in complete vanilla Minecraft. However, if you're willing to bend the rules a little bit, you can simply import an image file onto a map in your Minecraft world. That's what I did for this thing right here. It's hard to explain what it is unless you watch the episode where it was used, so just take my word for it that contextually it makes sense. But as long as you're happy doing so, you can just take that shortcut and save yourself a lot of time building it all by hand. It's up to you. People have different preferences with this sort of thing, but one way or another, you can have some awesome looking art in your Minecraft builds. The one and only thing that I think is missing from maps, which might make it not the best decoration in all of Minecraft, is the fact that it's missing a border when in an item frame. If you hold a map in your hand, it has this edge going all the way around, which I think looks great, but once you pop it on display, you lose that entirely and are just left with this very harsh line between map and wall. If you take a look at paintings, they all have this frame around them, which is really easy on the eye. Maps are missing something like that. Now, I've had a look around online for a data pack, resource pack, or mod of some kind that would add this, but I can't seem to find anything. I'd love to be able to make it myself, but I truly have no idea how to even begin that sort of thing, so let me know in the comments if you're aware of something like this existing. I'd be very grateful. But even with that slight drawback, I do really think that maps are definitely one of the best decoration options in Minecraft, and I hope I've been able to change your mind, and if not, maybe I've just given you some ideas of some map stuff you could do in your Minecraft world. Thank you so much for watching, I do really hope you enjoyed, and I will see you in the next one. Bye for now.